Welcome back to the channel for another video on our 22 WRX. Today's Black Friday, so I know all you guys are going to be looking up the best deals for all the parts out there. So today I'm going to show or go over every single part that we have on this car. If anyone wanted to replicate this build, this is how you would do it. I'm going to put a link in the description for where I purchased these parts, and I'm sure they all have deals. So let's jump right into it. Let's go. All right, so over at the engine bay, we're just going to start with some of the performance mods or the engine mods we have for the car. So we're just going to start in the very beginning. So air goes into the car. We have our ETS intake with airbox. That goes down to our stock turbo that has a Turbosmart Plumb back. So that's a full recirc. I've had zero issues with that. Sounds great with the ETS intake. And then we have our ETS front mount intercooler. That is a 3.5-inch core, and that goes all the way around and back up here. We do have the ETS crash bar installed as well, so that's behind the bumper that you can't see, but definitely peace of mind that you know it's there. Now, one part that is overlooked sometimes, that I forget that I have sometimes, down here we have our Fluidampr crank pulley, and that is attached to a Perrin Crank Hub to make everything work. So just by adding that definitely smoothed out the harmonics in the engine. The difference between like a Fluidampr and like an ATI pulley is the Fluidampr is a lifetime pulley. There's no service maintenance on the damper. And here's a little light just so you can see the crank pulley and the Fluidampr logo. Down here we also have the Perrin water pump pulley, and then a little bit below it you can see our P&L J-Pipe. The P&L J-Pipe is a single catted J-Pipe. They do offer it in a dual as well. Now this J-Pipe features a 3.5-inch outlet from the turbo into a Jesse Cat, and then it goes basically straight back. I've had no check engine light or anything with this J-Pipe since I've had it installed. It's been performing great, and that is connected to our MAP Street Catback exhaust. And we can't forget the IGAOS. This thing just improves the overall efficiency and reliability of the engine, so this is a must-have on all WRXs, and it does hook up directly to the intake down here with this tube, and then all of these hoses connect back here. I have a full detailed install for all of this on my channel, so you can always check that out. And all of these parts have been installed on this channel. There's usually a video for each part. It was one of the main reasons why I started the channel, just so I can document this build. And then of course, with all these parts installed, we need to have some software, so we're using a Cobb Accessport tuned by Mikey Body, of course. Mikey Body is also having, or STi Mikey on Instagram. He's having a deal on 22 WRX tunes, so definitely check that out. And then Cobb is having their one time of a year sale, so if you need an Accessport, now's the time to get it. All right, and then to talk about our suspension and the drivetrain, we are on some Fortune Auto coilovers. This is the Fortune 500. It is the standard spring rate. It's basically just the off-the-shelf. I believe I got them at like 15 or 16 clicks in the front, and I think about 10 in the back. So the front's just a little stiffer right now. Right here you can see our Perrin strut brace with our Fortune Auto coils. A little bit farther down, this is our IG pitch stop mount. So that definitely helps with the pitch. Right when you install it, you can definitely hear a difference. The starter is definitely more audible. And then next to that, I guess if we can talk about drivetrain stuff, we do have a Perrin clutch line going to our, we have our STi transmission here. We have a full STi drivetrain in this car. The drivetrain was picked up from JDM Motors in Maryland. I will put their website in this video as well. With the transmission, we do have those shifter bushings. I did add the white line positive shift kit to the transmission cross member. And then back to the rear diff, we have the Torque Solutions rear diff inserts in there as well. And then to get the alignment and everything in the back, since the back of these cars do not really have any adjustment. So right when you lower it, it does get cambered in and it does get towed in a little bit too. So to fix that, you need a control arm and a tow arm. So we are running SMY's aluminum control arms and their tow arms. And then one other thing with the STi trans, we do have a IWire Spiider DCCD hooked up to it. And then we do have an ACT clutch with an OEM flywheel. I did get that stuff at Import Image Racing. I know they got a bunch of deals going on too, so check them out as well. Now, as far as exterior wise, we do have these Kansai wheels. I know Kansai is having a really good deal going on. We have an Aeroflow Dynamics front lip. This is the V2. These are the USDM DRLs. These are one of the first mods that I did on this car. It really transformed the look. And then of course we have our sport grille right there. Just those two things like really transforms the front of the car and definitely gave me vision of what I wanted to do. Definitely recommend those. Can't forget our mega chip guard solution little flaps there. They're very subtle and that's what I love about them, but they actually do a great job. So you can see it does fill this gap right here where, since the offset of the wheel and the width of the tire, it would sling down the door. Now with these, they are perfect. So I'll put them in the description as well. Now we're inside the car. I just want to show you what we got going on in here. We do have our Billet Works titanium shift knob here and our reverse lockout with our STi trans. We do have the OEM Alcantara pieces in here, so you can pick these up at your local dealership. I'm pretty sure Import Image Racing has these for sale as well on their site. We have a Stitch Boots Alcantara boot here as well. And then we did retrofit an STi SI drive for our DCCD controller. If we go all the way over here, you can see our IBR mount, where the Cobb Accessport goes into. And then on the floor, we have our Cobb WeatherTech floor liners. So now's the time to get them. They are discounted. So they're cheap. They're just as cheap as the WeatherTech. So I thought it was pretty cool just to get the Cobb logo on the inside. Unless you're scared about going to the dealership or something and they're like, oh my God, he's got a Cobb part. It doesn't matter. And walking over to the back a little bit, you definitely see, I love this Kogeki V3 duckbill. It looks so good on the car. We got our OEM Vortec generator. These are hit or miss. Some people like them, some people don't. I like the OEM one just because I know it's OEM quality. I know it's going to last. But yeah, I mean, the Kogeki V3 duckbill looks so good. Can never forget that. And then back over to the engine, we got some dress up parts. We have our Noble Platinum Series fender shrouds. I like these over some of the competition because it does come with this rubber gasket. So when the hood closes, it still has that perfect seal and everything. Obviously, you got a little ETS battery tie. This is an APR shroud, APR shroud here. I know there's a few things we might be forgetting. We also have our, hard to see behind the grill, but our MBR brace right here. It does fit with the ETS front mount. I did work with them to get that fitted up and everything, so definitely check them out on their website and pick one up for yourself. I'm gonna have the full parts list in the description below. Check out the websites that I have in the links as well. That's where I purchased everything. And I did make a video for every part that we went over in this video. I know in the beginning YouTube went through and kind of like messed up a lot of the audio and maybe muted some of it as well. So obviously we don't have that issue going forward since I know how all this YouTube stuff kind of works now. But if you want to make the exact same build or something similar to this, You have the parts list, and now's the time to get it with all the deals going on. That's all I got for you guys on this one. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. We have more parts coming. Obviously, I purchased some stuff for Black Friday. If you watched last week's video, I did get the ETS G3900 kit. So we will be installing that and testing that kit out on this channel. And then Mikey will obviously be tuning that as well. So stay tuned for more 22WRX content. But until next time, see ya.